So we know that cleaning, sanitizing, we're not sterilizing. Cleaning and sanitizing is important. And we've done videos about those already. You've already instructed us. But is anything particular we need to do when we deal with corny cakes?
Okay, so first of all we need to basically open the keg. Want to make sure that there's no gas inside here.
With this particular one, you're not going to get it open when there's gas inside, which is a good thing, because it's a safety consideration. But I know with some of the other little cakes, you can actually unscrew the thing, and then once it's still under pressure, you can get some real big bang going your way, and you're going to clean the ceiling if it doesn't take your eye out. So that's an important safety consideration.
Yes. So firstly, make sure that gas port is open, and then you can lift this up, and then this whole thing comes out.
I'm just going to drop this into the boiling water, because that's easy enough to sanitize, but you need more boiling water because you're going to have to rinse this out too, right?
Yeah.
I keep on saying hot and boil, boil and hot, but that's not the same thing when we talk about sanitizing, is it?
No. So to sanitize effectively, you want to be up around sort of 70 degrees. Preferably if you can use boiling water, and as much of it as you've got is probably best.
How long does it have to be in contact with the surface before you can assume that it's sanitized?
Well, generally you want to make sure that it's there for sort of a couple of minutes.
All the other parts, this is our tube that we're going to run from our fermenter. That goes with the rest of the stuff. That's going to get it's sunny.
Yep. Anything else that's going to come into contact with the keg or the beer. Basically, to sanitize this keg, we will put 5 litres of boiling water in here.
Again, safety first. Kids out of the way. There's a lot of a procedure that you need to go through, because you want to get some of these nozzles clean as well, isn't it? All right, now here's the fun part. You're going to fish that one out?
Sure.
Beautiful.
So then we place our lid back on the keg.
When you put your boiling water in there, I've had some bad experiences that lid doesn't always close properly. Obviously you're going to get flat beer, but when you've got some hot water stuff in there, it's not a good idea. You've got some tips for me?
Yeah, so first of all, now that you've got hot water in there, everything's going to be very hot, so you want to be making sure that you wear gloves.
Right, there you go.
So first of all, make sure that this that the actual closure on the lid is actually pushed right down.
And your little gas escape nozzle, because I've learned that sometimes doesn't click in place either.
Yeah, make sure that that's closed. And then we want to turn on our CO2 bottle and just have a little amount of gas coming at it. Most kegs will have an in and an out, so an in is the gas. So you attach that onto the gas port, and make sure that the attachment clicks right down. It should make a nice click sound when you attach it. Yeah, you want to make sure that your pressure's not set too high. We've currently got about 10 psi in there, so it's not going to do too much.
Not too much, but it's not too much of an issue, because if you do overfill it and the pressure is too high, you just release a little bit of it to make sure you don't get yourself a bit of a rocket when you put that other tap.
Yeah. The other thing you need to think about as well when you're using CO2 is very, very dangerous when you're using it in the home or even in a workplace. It replaces air without you even knowing. So you need to make sure that whenever you're using CO2 in your house, that you either do it outside, or you have all your windows and doors open when you're doing so.
Just make sure it's good ventilation. All right, now we got it pressurized, we got boiling water in there, you got your safety gear on. What's next?
So next, what we want to do is make sure every surface of the keg is covered with that hot water. So rolling it on the bench, giving it a good shake, making sure every surface around the outside of the keg gets some contact with the hot water. Even set it upside down. Set it upside down, so then that sanitizes the lid as well, and it gets the bottom parts of the ports as well. We have 2 different ports on the top here. One of them's an in and one's an out. So the out one has a tube that goes all the way to the bottom of the keg to pick up the beer from the bottom. But the gas one is just a short one, so we need to try and get some hot water through that to make sure that that's all sanitised. So what we'll do is we'll put it down on its side here.
Let me guess, you would like to have the gas tap?
Yes.
Okay, right. Hang on a sec. Beautiful. Good. You just put that on the gas nozzle?
No, we need a hose there.
We need a hose?
Yep. So.
Right, and here's your hose.
Yep. So we attach that onto there. These have got quick fittings on them, which are quite handy because you can just put them on and off. And then we want to attach that to the gas port.
Make sure your little teat is hanging in the bucket, otherwise you're going to have it all over the floor. There we go.
And that runs a good amount of water through that port and makes sure that it's all sanitised.
Good. And we're going to do the same thing then with the line?
We are. So for that one, we need to change the fitting over to our product one.
There we go. So hang on. Let's give it a squeeze. There we go. And that's good. People might wonder, you know, because you might have taken a shortcut not knowing what's in this bottle. We just have some vodka in here, or good old
General Spirit.
General Spirit, yeah. Moonshine.
Yeah.
Okay, hit it. There you go. Run it through. I think that's done. What do you think?
No, so what we'll do is we'll actually run all of the water out of there because we're not going to open the keg again until we go to fill it with beer.
Sorry, mate. Let's learn a new thing. You aiming?